guys how to do a dragon scale stainless steel tumbler. I'm going to show you how to apply it. I'm going to show you all the steps that you need to know to make one yourself. Here is the cup. I'll bring it up a little bit so you guys can see it. Sorry for the glare. I thought I would do a video and show you what I do and how I put my scales, apply my scales on my stainless steel cup. Now this isn't perfect. This was my first cup right here, so I figured I would do it again because I've learned my little tricks and tips I can show you guys along the way. Here it is. So the dragon scales have been applied, and then they were Mod Podge, and then I spray painted the cup. And you can use any color spray paint. The possibilities are endless, okay? So this one is not finished yet. Like I said, yesterday I had just sprayed painted, so I'm just really letting it sit and dry before I put epoxy on it. But this is ready to get epoxy on it, okay? I'll probably put that on the turner tonight. So what you're gonna need is any size, excuse me, any size stainless steel tumbler. This one is just, I believe this is a little, I'm not sure, this is just a small one. I'll put it in the description below which one this is. I think I got it at Walmart. And it's a mossy oak, which I'm kind of upset because it seems that mossy oak is not my supplier no more at Walmart. Now it's called Built, which I'm not too happy because I love my 20 ounce, straight 20 ounce double-sided walled tumblers, which they don't carry anymore. They carry the colored ones, but I'm not too fond on the color ones, but I'm sure they'll do. Okay, so anyways, losing track. And then you will also need double-sided tape. Now I bought this on Amazon, and it came with 4 different sizes, as you can see here. There's many options of double-sided tape you can use, but this is the only one I have used. I know the stores carry double-sided tape. It looks like Scotch tape. I have not used that one. You could try it out and see if it works for you. But I will put in the link below or the link of which store I got my double-sided tape from, okay, the tape that I'm using for the video. It also comes with this little pair of scissors, which I don't think I have over here. Oh, there they are. Hold on. So you get 4 rolls of the sizes, of the different sizes, and then you get these little pair of scissors right here that come with it. I didn't even know the scissors came with it, to be honest. It was a surprise to me when I opened it up. Oh, geez. I'm over on my soaping side of the room, trying to get comfortable. I have better light over here than over on my crafting station, but whatever, it is what it is. Everything's gonna get the job done anyways. But double-sided tape, okay? So the 2 sizes I used, which I don't think I'm going to really use 2 different sizes this time. I think I'm just gonna stick to the larger size right here, which runs at about, I think it's a ½ inch. Yeah, a ½ inch thick or wide, okay? So this is the one we're gonna use. You can use all the different sizes if you want to, but it's really not gonna matter on the cup. On this one here, I used the size and I used the size, and to be honest with you, it's really not going to matter what size of double-sided tape you use. I would go with the bigger one and not the super thin one because it's going to take you longer to apply it to your cup. So anywho, let's get started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I'm going to start applying the tape, and then I'm going to click the video off, and then I will finish applying the tape, but I'm going to fast forward it. When I get to the top, I will stop the video and I will show you, well, honestly, I don't need to show you the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tape the cup, and then I'll bring you guys back when I'm ready to apply the decals, or the scales, excuse me, the scales, okay? So, what we're going to, this is a finished cup, so I'll show you that as soon as this is done. So, basically, okay, scratch that. I'm going to show you guys how to start the tape. And then I'm going to show you my finished cup because I already have one done. I don't think you need to see me tape the whole tape, okay? Or tape the whole cup, okay? So I'm going to start taping the cup so you guys see how it's applied. All right, so basically all you're going to do, I did this sitting in my living room on the couch watching TV because honestly, things are easier done that way if you don't want to sit downstairs in the basement or your craft room. Or hey, if you do want to sit in your craft room, that's your choice. I'm not going to tell you what you can't do. That's your choice. But since now I'm down here, I have to have something to stop my cup from rolling. Alright, so basically you're going to start your tape. And it's going to be sticky on this side right here. Okay? And you're just going to line it up. One thing, always make sure you stop, or if you do not have a straight edge, to cut it off. Do you see how that's kind of, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it, but do you see how that's kind of crooked? I know it don't look crooked on there, but it's crooked to me. I see it and I don't like it. So make sure you start with a straight edge, okay? All right, so what you're going to do then is you're basically going to start taping your cup. Now, this is also perfect for if you wanted to use the different sizes and you wanted to do glitter. I'll get into that more on. I'll give you a little tip here. Okay, so you're just going to start lining it up. Now, if you want your scales to go all the way to the end of the cup, more power to you. Then you know what to do. Just go ahead and tape the whole cup from the bottom. I go from the bottom to the top. I find that easier for me instead of going from top to bottom. I'm a reverser. I rather would start my stuff at the bottom, just like the same thing with glitter. If I'm doing glitter. Okay, now I'm going to take, you can take an X-Acto knife or just I have my razor blade, little handy dandy tool here. And I'm going to cut, I don't think you guys can see the seam, but when you do it, there's a seam right there. And you're just going to try to get it as close as you can to that, okay, to where you started off. All right, and now, if that edge ain't straight, which that's pretty straight, I'm just going to go ahead and start the other roll. I'm going to line it up. Now you want to make sure you get, I'll show you what I'm talking about here. You want to make sure you get it as close up to the line of the other strip as you can. Now I know you guys are probably like, oh my god, you're touching the tape, it's going to make it non-sticky. No, this stuff is pretty sticky. Now if you prefer, you can hold the inside of it too, but you're going to end up touching the strip anyways, okay? So just keep that in mind. It's just easier to make sure you don't have any gaps between the two different layers of tape, which you'll get them. Not going to have to be perfect, but you can get them up as close to each other as you can without overlapping. You don't want it to overlap, although it really doesn't make a difference with this. But if you were doing glitter, you don't want it to overlap, okay? So see what I'm saying right here? This edge right here, you want to get up as close as you can together, you know, so there's not a huge gap. Sorry, I was outside spray painting a cup. I got it all over my hand. Okay, so that's easy. I'll do one more. So you start off where you left off. Okay, once again, that line was not too straight to my liking. So I'll try to go a little bit closer up. It's a little bit hard, but I'll try to bring it up to you. So you're just gonna stretch it and you're going to try not to have gaps, but honestly it doesn't matter. I'm just precise because when I did my glitter, I did not want to have any gaps. And do not worry about the tape not being bunched down. I did post this in a few groups about the double-sided tape better than Mod Podge, because I tried the Mod Podge, which you can do. If you're more comfortable with Mod Podge, basically what you're going to do is you're going to add a little Mod Podge to your cup, put the scale down, repeat. And I'm going to tell you what, it was a hot mess for me. Huge hot mess. Okay, so there's that. Remember, try to get it as close as you can to each other. Try not to overlap. And here's your finished cup. All right, so here it is. Now, I could have done better on that. See, I'm telling you, you don't need to be perfect. As you can see here, it wasn't too straight. So basically, now your cup is taped. And don't worry if the tape comes up while you're doing this, because before you even take your strip off, you're going to press the tape strip down, okay? So there's no bump. So I'm going to go through here and I'm going to press it down so that's all down. That's one of the things the girls were talking. Don't forget that I already know. Go along before you pull your strips off and just press that tape down. And that's that. Okay. Scales. We don't need this anymore. We don't need our scissors anymore, so you can get them out of the way. Scales. Here is my scale. You cut them off on cardstock on your Silhouette or your Cricut or whatever. It's right here. Okay, mermaid scale. Right here. Can you guys see that little guy? The size on these were 4.39. 4.039 for my dragon. I will put the file that I have in the description box below. Now just know this is something I got off of Google Images, nothing fancy, but this will you'll cut it off your machine on settings for plain, cardstock plain. And I use the ratchet blade, okay? Not too hard. Or you can even use your auto blade. You don't even need the ratchet. But with me and cardstock, I use my ratchet blade. You're gonna cut them out. And let's see. Excuse the dogs upstairs. They are playing. Here's what they will look like when they cut. Okay? Now you're probably saying, oh my God, Beth, you have so much cardstock over it. Then fix it. The file will be easy to fix and everything in there. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Boy, the dogs are being crazy up there. So here's what your cardstock looks like. This was, what cardstock is this? And they're going back at it again. Oh, well, I can't stop them. They're dogs. Oh, I don't have my I don't have my lid on top of my cardstock. So it's a thicker one. It's one of the ones at Michael's. It was the bigger, like the bigger book. Okay, any cardstock will do. Not the thin stuff though. I'll show you the difference. Is this one thinner? Well, you could do it off of that one. Do I have a packet down here, though, for it? Which I think you could use this one, too. Yeah, right here. Blam. Bright's Recollections. The 65-pound. But I think this one was thicker. I think this was, I don't know what the poundage is, but it's thicker. Okay? So I like the thicker one. And this is in the large packet. You could use this cardstock though, okay? Alright, I'm out of breath. I gotta go upstairs. And then also, You can use any color you want. All right, this is what I had on hand. Okay, so now make sure you cut your scales out. You're gonna need, I do about 3 sheets, depending on the size of your cup. So yeah, all right. I don't know exactly how many scales I use. I do not count them as I go. Oh, and I also noticed this one is spray painted and this one is not. So if you want to spray paint your can before you do this, you're more than welcome to. Your choice. Like I said, I stripped a bunch of cups. So some of these might look wonky at the bottom, some of them may not, but this was a stripped cup. I'm gonna put that right there so y'all can see it. It's just so pretty. So pretty. Okay, and then this one was a stripped cup. All right, let's finish. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna look, or you're gonna pick up the paper. Okay, you see it's sticky, and you're gonna peel off that first strip. All right, peel off that first strip. Make sure that's down. I go about two strips at a time, or maybe 3 strips at a time. Just gonna peel it off. All right, but I'm only gonna do 2 strips right now because this is a smaller cup. So now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your scale and you're going to place it this tip right here. When I say tip, I'm meaning this tip right here. Down. Now remember, the cup is upside down, okay? Because I'm working from the bottom up. So tip this little tip right here down toward you, okay? Yep. All right, tip side down. So all you're going to do is you're going to line them up and just put the other one right next to it. You don't need to overlap. If you want to, that's fine. The choice is yours. The choice is absolutely yours. And then you're going to add another one right next to it. Right there. I'm going to tell you what, guys, this makes it so much easier. And you could probably also do this with mermaid scales. I even cut some mermaid scales out. So I could, you know, after I do this one, finish taping this, I'm going to do the mermaid on there and try it out. But you're not going, and you can still glitter it the same way and everything like you do. Okay, so basically, you just keep on going around adding your little scales. So much easier, guys. And if you look, there's a line. Oh, well, duh. Yeah, the line could kind of be your guide of where you place your next, you know, this tip, this point right here, onto your cup. If you really wanted to use that, but it's not necessary. You'll look at it and you'll see, does this go here or does this go there? Or am I going too high or am I going too low? So you just add the scale to the cup. Now I'm hoping when I end it, I hope it don't look wonky, because when I was trying to do the ending of this one too, it looked wonky. And I'm like, well, okay. Like I said, it was a practice cup. So just try to make them meet. My suggestion to you is not to overlap the scales like when you're bringing them together, because you're going to get a better marking or a better like row of marks. I'll show you what I'm talking about on the next line. Yeah, so whoop, see, now that one's sideways, but that's okay. And if it is sideways like that and you're a perfectionist and you don't like it, you can take it off. You don't even have to worry about it. Now, a tip if you do want to do the Mod Podge. See, so basically people that were using the Mod Podge, they would Mod Podge the cup and then Mod Podge over the thing, over the little scale. And then you had to hold it there. No. Like I said, it was a hot mess. Try to squeeze this bugger in there. See, that one is going to overlap on the ends. And that's fine. You can actually take a pair of scissors if you want to. Or I'm going to use my X-Acto knife. Where is it? I'm just going to leave it, to be honest. I don't care. It's going to overlap it. So what I can do is take a smaller piece of my double-sided tape and snip off a little edge. Oh, just where the little scissors come in handy. You guys probably, and I just thought about it too, like, Beth, how are you gonna get that off of there? That's such a tiny piece. Watch. Slide it under here. Oh, shoot. Okay, we're gonna slide it more under here. Get in there. No. Here, we're gonna slide it right there. There. Everything can be fixed. There. Okay, so let it overlap a little bit. Not, doesn't look too bad. Okay. So now for your next layer, you're going to have to remove another strip. And then you just start placing your scales. Again, you're going to overlap. Now you are overlapping the scales, and now you're building the dragon effect, okay? Or the scale effect, not the dragon. And some of them you might have to overlap, okay? Which is fine. You gotta understand, all this is gonna get Mod Podge down. I mean, you're literally gonna put like 4 to 5 coats of Mod Podge on here. Some of them may look like they have the little cracks or the indentations where you have to put it together, push them underneath or not. You don't have to. Just start layering next to each other. Like, see that one there, I didn't have to tuck in. But if you want to, that's fine, but you're gonna have little dips like that. This is where I get frustrated, because then I'm like, it don't look right. But it does look right, because the next scale you put on right here is gonna cover up that little area, okay? I get perturbed about that, because I want no white showing. I don't want any of the cups showing. No little dents. But this doesn't look bad. I had a lot of places where I was like, oh my God, that's really going to look like crap. But honestly, it sealed up pretty good, and I'm proud of it. So I'm not too worried about it this time as I was doing the first cup. So just layer them on there the best you can. And do a practice run. Do a practice run before you make one and say, oh, hey, I can sell it right now. You want to make sure you know, excuse me, what you're doing and how it's going to work for you, etc., etc. Okay. You will have to go back around and sometimes push them down, but that's fine. Nothing to worry about. It's so much easier, guys, than Mod Podge. Trust me. Somebody said you could use sticker tape too, or sticker, which I don't see why you couldn't. Sticker vinyl. And another thing you could probably use is Loctite. You could probably spray it down because that's a glue adhesive, right? Alright, so I mean, the possibilities are endless. So, alright guys, I am going to finish adding the scales to the cup, and I will bring you guys back when I get to the top. Okay? See you in a few. Alright, I'm bringing you back. Now I have finished everything except for the top, which I really don't know why I'm bringing it back for the top, because it's honestly not that difficult to finish. I grab my football on a stick, or PVC pipe, or whatever you want to call it, and to make it to help me handle the cup better. When you pull the strips, make sure you're pulling them away from you. Well, geez, that didn't work very good. Just so that you're not pulling your scale back up, because you do got that little doop, 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 doop. Okay, so anyways, now we are going to finish our scales. Now, the only problem I have right now is that I remember in one of the postings, the girls, somebody was saying that they could finish with larger scales for, maybe that was for a 30-ounce cup, larger scales for the top. I don't know. But you could always use the larger scales for the top, but I really didn't see a need for it on mine. I kept all the scales the same size throughout the cup. But maybe on the 30-ouncers, you might have to double the size. Or not double it, or make them a little bit bigger. Not too much bigger, though. I don't know. I don't do 30-ounce tumblers unless it is requested. Gotta get a drink. I do not do 30-ounce tumblers, like I said, unless it is requested. I'm not a big time 30-ounce or tumbler girl. But there's nothing against that. I'm not saying anything wrong with that. You do you. I prefer 20-ouncers. Just my preference. That little divot in the middle of the cup really is a pain in the for me, and I don't like it. But I give you guys credit for those that do the 30 ounces all the time, or make 30 ounces all the time, because that's a pain in the to do. When you have to put a decal over that dip, oh man. So I just prefer to stay away from it. So now you're just going to finish adding your scales all the way to the end of the cup. I think this is the easiest part of the whole cup. I'm going to tell you what, like I said, this is my second time doing this and trying to get comfortable on holding the cup. It's going to take a minute to really see what works. This works. Any of them works, really, or just holding the damn cup. It's up to you. I'm not here to teach you how to hold a cup. Okay, so now you're just going to add the rest of your scales. It is time consuming, but it's a lot easier and a lot faster than Mod Podging them on. You could probably use epoxy, but I don't know how the effects would be. That's your choice to do. I wouldn't, in my opinion. You would have to use a really thin layer of epoxy for these to stick. Well, that one's all wonky. See, I'm not perfect. All we have to do is make sure that scale covers that. See? Done. And make sure it's on straight. See, right there, I could have put the scale up a little bit further. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's like white right there. But that's okay. Don't worry about it. Because that's what when I was doing my cup, that's what I was really concerned about. I was like, well, man, now I see spaces. Spaces I could have fixed. Maybe a scale could have went up further. But no, honestly, when you put the spray paint on it in the Mod Podge, you ain't even going to notice it. Not even going to be noticeable. All right. And there they all are, guys. There they all are. They're all on. All right, guys, I will get set up to bring you back for the Mod Podge. See you in a few minutes. All right, I'm back. Let me make something clear. okay? 20 ounces. These are what I like right here. I know you guys are probably like, ooh, what's that? Mossy oak. The straight 20 ounce. Straight 20 ounce, okay? These are the ones I love, which, like I said, Walmart don't sell these anymore. They sell them with the colors on them, but very few. But Built is the new ones of the 20 ounce cups that they carry. Now here's another 30 ounce, okay, straight. Yes, this cup is rough looking, and excuse it because it is rough looking. I gotta sand it down yet. But this is a straight 30 ounce. I like my platform to be a straight canvas, okay? It just makes the decals and the vinyl easier to lay for me. So, you know, there is options. This is the 30 ounces I was talking about. Actually, I'm gonna strip this cup because I don't like it and it's very heavy. But this right here, this dip right here is what I cannot stand. This was trying to be an ombre, but I completely failed that as an ombre, and then I got like a bubble butt down here with my resin or epoxy or whatever. Anyways, but this is the 30 ounces. They're very big. Whoa, see, heavy. And this dip right here, I cannot stand. I cannot stand. I don't like my decal being up here and decals being down here. Not that I'm not saying I don't like everybody else's. Whoever can master these, perfect, awesome. Kudos, man, awesome job. But just, it's not my cup of tea, okay? I don't like to have to worry about trying to lay vinyl across this little lip right here. I like my straight flat surface. So I just thought I would get that out of the way, okay? I have nothing against the 30 ouncers at all. They're not my cup of tea unless it's a flat, straight surface. All right, so anyways, oh, I didn't even get the Mod Podge. I went upstairs to get the dogs and get me a donut. Let me get the Mod Podge. It's almost dinner time, and I should be upstairs cooking dinner, but I will put that in the oven when I get done, because we ain't gonna be much longer. Well, on the video. So, I'm going to just set that off to the side for a second. All right, Mod Podge. I'm using the gloss. You can use whatever Mod Podge of your choice. You can use whatever you want. Just make sure it's Mod Podge, okay? Does anybody else's tops look like this, or is it just mine? Yeah, it's probably just me. They are messy. Make sure you put the lid back on though till you're ready to use it again, because these things dry up quick. All right. Again, I am using the orangish, burnt orange, reddish color Mod Podge. And of course, a little foam brush. You can buy these anywhere, Michael's, Walmart, anywhere. Okay, so what you're gonna do now is you're gonna take your cup. I'm gonna put it on my little football rod sticky thingy majiggy, and I'm just gonna dip my stick, literally dip my stick, and I'm just gonna add the Mod Podge from top. This is my top, or this is bottom to top now, or you can go down too, because I will go down. But all we're gonna do, you guys, is add a nice hefty layer of MP to it. I go around first from this way up, and then when I go back around it again, I'm going to go this way. But it does not matter which way you do it, just cover the scales. There's no wrong way to cover your scales, just like when you put glitter on. The only thing I'm saying is, again, you have to do is make sure you don't have the thick streaks like that, okay? Make sure your streaks are not seen to the best that you can do it, okay? Oh, and I went outside and sprayed my cup again because it's still daylight here. The sun is perfect, and I love it knowing that my spray painted cup is basking in the sunlight while it dries. Make sure you get the top pretty good because you're going to be cutting that off with scissors later. And it's going to get really stiff, so it'd be easier to trim them off. Okay. Don't worry about the bottom down there. I'm going to figure something out with that. And also, another thing too, let me even this out. You gotta quit going over the stuff you already just applied, Beth. My goodness. Do a better job than me. In between the little dips right here, you're gonna feel the tape. Don't worry about that, okay? Do not worry about it. Once you Mod Podge it and you cover it up, you won't even feel the stickiness anymore. Okay, so that is not an issue. I was thinking about that as well when I did this cup over here, and then when I put Mod Podge on it and made sure I covered it, I could not even feel the tape anymore. It was no longer sticky. Now say if you wanted to add glitter to the bottom of your cup right here with the sticky tape, go for it, but man, that's going to be time consuming. But what design isn't? So your preference, you do you. Maybe I'll do that some other time, but just not right now. Trying to make this easy for you guys. All right, so there's my first layer of Mod Podge. Now I'm going to go back over it again. And you guys are probably like, dang, Beth, that's a lot of Mod Podge. But you want good layers. You want good layers. Now I'm going to go over it again, and I'm going to go this way. Okay. See, now you remember those little holes I was telling you about? It's going to cover them in. It's going to fill them in. Although it's going to be clear, but when you spray paint, oh, be careful, not too rough. I'm being a little too rough because it is wet. Because I noticed on my tips are starting to go this way. I need to slow down. So gently put this on your cup. Or you can just go back this way again like that. It's up to you. But I like going back this way because of the thickness of the Mod Podge on there. You guys are probably thinking, oh my God, that's way too much Mod Podge. Then don't do it this way. Do it the way you want to do it. If you think it's too much Mod Podge, then take some of it off. But you'll see in the long run that it's going to be what you're looking for. Because when this dries, you're going to go over it again. And it helps also, like some of them that are standing up, see, like right in there. I don't know if you guys can see it. It helps fill that in. So the scales look like they're more together. Does that make sense? They're more filled in. There's no gaps. Now, this cardstock does have ridges in it, so make sure you try not to get cardstock with ridges. But you know what? Honestly, it didn't make a difference after I painted. It kind of gives it that textured look to the scales. Guys, possibilities are endless. You do you. But just, you know, you don't have to buy specialty paper. You don't have to buy... just do what works for you. This is what works for me, and I'm hoping that it works for you. I'm just trying to do it as simple and as inexpensive. I'm just going to go around one more time since everything is still pretty wet and take some of that Mod Podge off. So it's not too thick. Okay. And now we let it sit. I am not going to bring you guys back for all the other layers because, like I said, I've got to do this about 5 times. So there's the Mod Podge. Now the MP is on and has been applied to the cup. So now when this fully dries, I will come back and I will do the same thing again. I will put another layer of Mod Podge over this layer. And then when that one dries, I will come down and put another layer of MP over it again. I think I put 3 coats of Mod Podge on this cup here. So we'll see. And I was happy with it. Yeah, I see a little bit coming up there. Like I said, this was my starter cup, so. All right, guys, I will bring you back when it is time to clip the top and then spray paint. I will bring you back for that step of the cup. Bye. Okay, it's a little rainy out here today, but I think I have enough overcast where I can spray paint and let it chill. It is completely dry. The Mod Podge is completely dried. Here it is what it looks like. Alright, so now I just have a jar underneath there to hold it up, because if I put it on the paper, it's going to be sticking to it. It won't be able to sit on there without something underneath. Well, maybe. I'm just going to put it on top of the jar. So all I have on here is wax paper, or freezer paper, and it's on my turntable, which is a Lazy Susan, or you can do the cake, I don't know, you do cakes on it, and then you can be able to turn it, okay? So I'll put a link in the description box for this as well. Less than, I think, 13 bucks. Got it off Amazon, but you can get it at Michael's. You can get it at Walmart. I'm going to use Rust-Oleum matte finish, or metallic finish. This is the color. It's like a rose gold. So let's get started. Always do a test spray. Okay? And then we're just going to spray it. I'm doing this one-handed, guys, so just bear with me. If you don't like the paint or how it's turning out, you can always spray paint over it again. But we're just gonna let it roll. Okay, so that's our first coat. I'm gonna put on about 2 more coats, just so that it's completely covered. And then I'll bring you back for the finished cup, or not finished cup, the next step. All right, I'm back, everybody. Get all this stuff out of the way. Okay, so I went out and I spray painted the cup earlier, and this is what it looks like. So now let me catch you up on speed. So we put the double-sided tape down, and then we added the dragon scales, and then we Mod Podged it, let that dry overnight. I put about 3 coats of Mod Podge on, and then I went outside and I spray painted it today. I got about 3 coats of spray paint on here. This is the metallic. I kind of like it and I kind of don't. I'm kind of about it. But it did show up like the little imperfections. Like I should have cleaned off the bottom of the rim, or of the cup. As you can see, there's probably dried up Mod Podge. I didn't even clean it off. So that's my fault. I don't know if you guys can really see it or not. There is some scales like at the bottom here. Can you guys see? I don't know if I'm able to show it to you or not, but can you see like right here? It's like lifted up. It looks like it's lifted. But that's, I don't know. You know, like I said, I'm learning as I go. But it'll be fine. I think it'll be okay once it gets epoxy on or gets that filled in. But you remember how I said the tape at the bottom? It's gonna, some parts are gonna be stickier. Or you could feel, like on the bigger cup here, I could feel the stickiness of the tape before I spray painted it. Or not spray painted, before I Mod Podged it. And I was really worried about that because I'm like, should I glitter that or fill that in? Is it going to be a problem? And it's not. Like I said, once you put the Mod Podge over it and then spray paint it, that stickiness goes away. So there's no stickiness at all, and the same thing on here as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the little, the edge here, and then I'm going to, I'm going to put epoxy on it. I'm not going to do the video of epoxy because I'm sure y'all know how to do that. It's just mixing part A and part B together and then putting it on my turner. If you want to know how to do that, I have other videos where I did mix everything and show you exactly what you need to do with that in my other videos. Okay, so all I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut off the rim. And all I'm doing is I'm taking my X-Acto, or not my X-Acto, my razor blade doohickey here, and I'm just going to cut off the top. And now I did do the Mod Podge a little too thick on some parts, like right there. I don't like that. So, like I said, it's learning. We are learning. I am hoping that once I put epoxy on this, that everything blends together. I have not put epoxy on the Dragon Scale cups yet. So we shall see how that goes. I'm debating on, I can't have the cup up here and watch at the same time. I gotta go around and trim it up. Not happy with the trim job because that is paper. So hopefully when I put the epoxy on, it will blend it all out, hopefully. And now I do notice another thing is that if you're going to use cardstock, I would suggest using a white or the color of the cardstock, or even spray painting, like putting a plastic bag in the cup and spray painting your rim. Because as I'm seeing right now, can you guys see? I can see the color of the cardstock as I cut it, and I don't like that at all. So that's just another tip right there. So maybe try to put a plastic bag in your cup. And see, I'll just use this as an example. This is a plastic bag. Just put that inside your cup. And even if you wanted to tape around the inside, you probably could as well. And try to, ooh, that's wet still. I might have to let this sit a little bit longer before I put the epoxy on it. I don't know where that wet spot was. Oh, right there. Oh, that's just making it worse. Making it worse, Bob. Making it worse. Okay. So anyways, tape the inside of your cup. Oh, man, that's wet. Right there. Let your cup fully dry before you start messing with it. Tape the inside of your cup and then maybe spray paint the outer edge of the paper just so that it matches with the cup. Yeah, that's all I can really think of doing. So, I will bring you all back if I decide to, because this is still kind of wet. I felt a sticky spot, but I want to wet it anyway, so I'm debating on putting a mixture of mica powder and Mod Podge on it. So let me mix that mixture up and then I will come back, okay? All right, see you in a few minutes. Okay, I am back. Now all I'm going to do is take a little bit of Mod Podge and put that over there. I'm not going to mix a lot because I probably don't need a lot. I always over pour in my little cuppers here for my projects every time. And then I'm going to take my little scoop, and if you don't have this little scoop, don't worry, just use a whatever you use to scoop your colorant into your thing. You can even, if you have them in jars, you can even take it and just dump a little bit in there. So I'm going to use Angel Side. It is a mica colorant I used to carry, and it is very, very sparkly. Here it is. I don't know if you guys can really see that or not, but it is very sparkly. Alright, I'm just going to take a little micro scoop, I mean little, put it in my Mod Podge. And I think I'm just going to show you that beautiful colorant again. It's gorgeous. I'm telling you. Let me see if I can just show you. It's so stinking beautiful. Okay, see the sparkles? Okay. Alright, and now I want to take a little bit, let me see if I have it over here. Another colorant that I used to carry is called Calm's Beauty. I'm going to take just a smidge of this, just a little bit. This is more of an opaque white glitter, white iridescent powder, mica powder. Another one that I carried. I'm just going to take a little bit. I don't think I'm going to take a whole little micro scoop because I really want that gold from the Angel Side to come through. Do I have a stick over here? And just mix it up. See, I'm not even adding any glitter. My colorant is going to be what gives it that sparkle, and I think I'm going to put a little bit more Angel Side in there. You always want to start little, just like when you're baking, because if you add too, you can always add more than take away. Remember that. So start small. Get that mixed up really good. Alright, I think I'm happy with that. Although you can't see it, but there is little gold sparkles and shimmers in there. Shimmer poos. That was what I called them, my shimmer poos. Okay, so now I'm just going to take my foam brush and I'm just going to paint this on there. Now we probably really ain't gonna see the color of the shimmer poo until after we epoxy. That's when we're really going to see the effects of this shimmer poo. And I am using gloss Mod Podge. Okay. I always use gloss unless I'm adding glitter. I use the Blue Label, I believe. going to go down and do the bottom here in a minute after I finish doing this on the cup. Don't put it on too thick. I noticed I put it on way too thick on my my third coat. So be careful with putting the Mod Podge on. Don't put it on too thick when you are adding your layers after you apply the scales. I went way overboard. Okay, so now I'm going to go down here like this right here. I'm going to go down here to my bottom and try to pay a little bit more attention to that, because I really want something going on down there. I hate a plain rim or bottom. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to dip, you know, pat, pat, pat in those creases. Actually, I might do that with the whole cup, because I'm noticing I want it in between the scales, if you know what I'm saying. And I don't think that swipe along, meaning this, is doing the job that I want, that I'm looking for. Yeah, I like that coverage a lot better. And then I can just sweep it. Yes. You learn along the way, you know. Like I said, this is my first time doing the dragon scale, and I'm learning. I'm learning with you all. I just hope my video can be very informative, so when you do go to make yours, you'll figure out what works for you as well. And there might be something else that maybe you could leave in the comments and teach me and be like, hey, Beth, this is what I did. Thought you'd like to know. Maybe it'll help you on your next cup. Let me know. I am open. I want to hear from you guys too. I'm learning just as much as you guys are. So let me know. And if there's any certain cup styles you want to see, or soap, or anything, let me know. This channel is here for you guys, and I'm here to help. Or any other projects you guys want to see. I want to do pumpkins. Everybody's been vinyling, you know, doing the Halloween pumpkins, and I have not done one yet, and I want to do one. I don't know if I will. I just have to get to Michael's and get one. Get a pumpkin. So I would love to do some Halloween pumpkins. I want to do decals too, you know, the window clings. Those would be fun. Instead of me having to go buy them, all I gotta do is buy the vinyl and cut the stuff myself. So yeah, do the tap, tap, tap. I like that. Make sure you smooth it out though. It's giving it more of a gold. I don't know, you guys can't really see it on the camera, what I'm looking at. I really hope that when it epoxies, it brings up what I'm seeing for you guys, so you guys can see what I'm seeing. I'm just trying to go in there and fill those little holes. That spot too, where it was still a little wet. So when I go to put the second layer on the cup, I won't have to do as much of dot, 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 you know, or padding, because I've already did it. So I don't think it's going to be necessary to have to do it again. Oh, Mod Podge dries so fast I can't even see where I left off last time. you guys want the angel side colorant that I'm using, just let me know. Get a hold of me on Facebook under my name, Beth Sanis, and send me a message. I shut Vicious Beauties down on Facebook because I'm looking for a different platform if I eventually bring back the colorants. I have not decided yet, but I do have some, or I can get them for you. So if you really want this color, just let me know and I can get it for you. Okay, I don't know if you guys can really see it. I'm gonna try to see if I can tap the top here. I guess you could take a little bit of paint and tap the top. Oh geez. You can always clean the rim of the Mod Podge with hot water. Oops. This scared the crap out of me. Okay. Alright, well there she is. I'm going to go ahead and let her dry, and then I'll come back down and add the second layer. I think I'm only going to do like 2 layers because I really want that gold sparkle to come through. Can you guys see? I think it looks pretty spectacular now. I think it has a little bit more gold, bronzy color to it. That's gorgeous. But alright guys, I will bring you back probably after I epoxy it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it dry. I'm going to come in and put another layer of Mod Podge on, and then I'm going to epoxy it. So when I will be back is when you'll see it epoxied, and then I'll go from there. I got to figure out if I want to put a decal on it or not. But alright guys, I will catch you in the next part of this cup. See you in a few.